Am I the a-hole for refusing to make an exception for my brother's son to attend my child-free wedding just because he's a rainbow baby? I, female 32, am getting married come October to my fiance Derek. Wedding planning went okay, but as soon as we started sending out invitations, the problems began coming our way. The thing is, Derek and I decided that the wedding would be child-free. It wasn't out of the blue, and this possibility was there. I have a 42-year-old brother named Paul who's married, but he and his wife suffered from several miscarriages and failed pregnancies during their marriage. They finally were blessed with a son that everyone calls a miracle and a rainbow baby. My nephew is 4 years old, and everyone salutes him and treats him as a king, and also turns a blind eye to any misbehaviors he has which cause him to become loud, destructive, out of control, and punishless. When Paul received the invitation and found out that kids weren't included, he and Mum lost it and decided on an urgent meeting with me and Derek. Paul says, "My son has an exemption, right?" I said no, and this rule is to be followed by everyone. He argued that I was making a mistake by excluding my nephew. He and Mum went on about how he's a miracle since he's the rainbow baby / grandson. Then Paul said that he had no problem with my wedding being child-free, but expects me to make an exception for his son. He explicitly said, "You can have your child-free wedding, but you're gonna have to make an exception for my son, and you know why." Derek apologized and said that we won't be, since our friends and my in-laws had kids too, but now have to leave them home and arrange for babysitters, and advised him to do the same. Paul was offended and said that if his son isn't invited, then he won't come, and gave us an ultimatum to drop out if we didn't edit his invitation. That caused my family to freak out because Paul is the only and oldest sibling I have, and they said that his presence at the wedding is a must. I had an argument with my mum and dad, who said the fact that I'm choosing this to be my hill to die on and treating Paul and my nephew like that was appalling. They emphasized how my nephew is special and how I should be ashamed to exclude him even when the wedding is child-free. My parents said that if Paul won't come, they won't come either, which devastated me a lot and caused me to break down. Derek said that they were the ones being unreasonable and disrespectful of our wedding and that we should wait. Maybe they'll come around eventually, but they've doubled down. This morning my aunt and uncle dropped out, as well as my other uncle last week. Paul told everyone and they're supporting him and won't come unless I make an exception for my nephew, but that will really upset my guests and they'll call me a hypocrite. My family is divided, saying that I'm ruining my own wedding, basically saying that this is all on me.